with a major WWE star having heat and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. On 10 Count, former WWE star Damien Sandow touched on canceled plans for him to be a world champion as he ended up losing to John Cena following his Money in the Bank cash-in. It was said to me, but there are no promises, there are no guarantees. How would you want me to feel? It's one of those things where it is what it is. And you know what? You can dwell on the past, which, that got to me a little bit, or you can go forward. Behind the scenes, yeah, it can get to me. But as a performer, I go out there, I don't care what I did. I may not like the script I'm handed, but I can weave that straw into gold. For a feature story on Bloomberg's website, an AEW star revealed that Vince McMahon asked about his competition, as it reads. Bryan Danielson, one of WWE's top stars, says that in early 2020, McMahon called him and asked a question that shocked the wrestler. Do you see anything that AEW is doing better than us? Danielson, at home on paternity leave, spent the next 2 weeks watching every morsel of AEW programming and came to a conclusion. AEW committed more time to and placed more value on the craft of fighting in the ring. WWE's shows were often marked by long segments of characters on the microphone and short matches. Feels like you're watching a wrestling show without any wrestling, Danielson told McMahon. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer revealed those in WWE that are selling the most merchandise at the moment. I presume that it will do amazing merchandise numbers because that's the other thing that's going on right now is the merchandise numbers are really strong. A lot of the big characters are very, very over when it comes to selling merchandise right now. Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, I'm sure Sami Zayn. They're hot, that's the deal. Things look good for them going into this WrestleMania season. On Out of Character, Charlotte Flair talked about her promo from Raw's 30th anniversary show where she noted what was taken out of it. Everything. Basically me. Take away my accolades? Take away everything? On Raw 30 originally, I was gonna say, and I beat Trish Stratus, Ronda Rousey, Nikki and Brie Bella, Bayley, Becky Lynch. Name all the women I've beaten. How about I just say, and I've had the opportunity to face those women. When it comes from me, I feel like I have to. There's such a fine line with anything that I say. So it was just, I've had the opportunity to face all of these people, and whether I'm a good guy or a bad guy, I would definitely say all of these women helped me get to where I am. But even just saying beat versus face them, everything is so micromanaged. Like, how many times can I say 14-time world champion in a promo? Just once. Maybe just don't say it at all. You know what I mean? On his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T gave praise to Logan Paul and his performances in WWE as he said that kid Logan Paul, he's an athlete. He's a stud. And more importantly, he loves the business. He's a fan. You could tell he loves this. It's not like getting in the boxing ring for him. That's work. Doing this, man, he could do this in his sleep. You know what I mean? And he does it very, very well. And to be able to pull that spot off right there, just that one spot, that was a highlight. That was a trending moment for both of those guys, and for him to work at that level where he could pull something off like that with Ricochet, who is an extraordinary talent, I give him a lot of props. He's gonna have to grow into being really, really great, but I'm gonna tell you right now, his base that he's starting from, bro, he's well above, head and shoulders above so many guys that's in that locker room right now. Speaking on WWE's The Bump, Cody Rhodes mentioned his previous comments about bringing back a classic design of the WWE title. Through my youth, the WWE that I was watching was really synonymous with the winged eagle. I think a lot of people love the winged eagle design. Some people love the big eagle, but the winged eagle was the one for me. And today's design with the giant W is also incredibly special because it's a walking billboard for the promotion. It was just a pipe dream. I post that, and I don't want people to think I'm calling a shot. I don't want people to think I'm going into business for myself. The reality is I was able to change the Intercontinental Championship once before, and it seemed absurd. If I'm able to get to the finish line, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, SoFi in Hollywood, if I'm able to get to the finish line and get my hands on these things that have eluded my family up until now, it would just be kind of a fun, maybe it's just a pipe dream, maybe it's just a thought, a glimmer, but it would be fun to say, let's just boil them down and bring back the winged eagle. This is just me talking. Giving an idea for WWE when it comes to a WrestleMania appearance for The Rock, Eric Bischoff said on his Strictly Business podcast, he never has to lift a finger, never has to get out of his chair, and now we're reversing one of Roman's greatest attributes, his ability to get inside your head. All it will take is a look from Rock and a wink to Cody and a smile on Cody's face. At that point, 50% of Roman's power has been decimated by the mere presence of The Rock. During an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, WWE Senior VP and Head of Global Sales and Partnerships, Craig Stimmel, confirmed WrestleMania will see a marquee sponsorship match like what we saw with the Mountain Dew Pitch Black bout at the Royal Rumble. I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be around a match, and the sponsorship of that match, what they'll be able to bring to that match, so we're going to do things that fit inside of our storyline as well. Talking about the sponsorship plan moving forward, Stimmel said, we're tracking exactly where we want to be going into the events. We've also got a diverse set of sponsorships coming in. We've got snacks, we have beverages, among others. So it's a really nice diverse portfolio of brands that are joining in a myriad of ways. When you think about putting WrestleMania on, we're going to be showing across millions of households on Peacock. We're also going to have a social presence. We're also going to have a post-match press conference that's going to be sponsored this year. You saw that with Mountain Dew and Royal Rumble, but we're going to have that again at WrestleMania. It's on YouTube and on TikTok and on Facebook, so we're going to have a myriad of opportunities to tell a brand story across different spectrums with different voices. So I think when we approach brands, we want to make sure that the holistic picture is in place. We're looking for that audience overlap. Speaking of the pitch black match from the Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt would be called out for burying LA Knight, as Jim Cornette said on his podcast. Bray Wyatt then throws the toolbox into the ring, and normally I'm thinking, now it's a garbage match. But I would have loved it if he'd ever used it, but he didn't. I didn't see him take anything out of the toolbox. He sold almost nothing. He didn't take any bumps. None of his work stands out. And then LA Knight gets a glowing fluorescent kendo stick and hits him 2 or 3 times with it. And Wyatt responds to that by just grabbing him and hitting his finish 1, 2, 3. And that was it. That was the match. Then while LA Knight is selling, Bray Wyatt goes in the corner and puts another horror movie mask on and then turns around and starts menacing. You can't call it chasing because there was not a lot of running, just menacing LA Knight. And LA Knight keeps backing up and out of the ring and down the aisle at the same time. He's hitting this goofy guy with this kendo stick, and Bray Wyatt is not selling any of them. He just keeps progressing forward. And finally they get to the back of the arena, and Bray Wyatt puts the mandible claw on LA Knight and puts him out and rolls him off the stage or whatever they're on. And you can't see there he's on a crash pad, which they're trying not to shoot because it's a crash pad. And I'm saying, my God, I've just thought they might as well. Why not piss in his mouth while he's down there? They beat him flat. And then the guy sells nothing when he's hit him over the head with a stick. And then he puts the claw on him and shoves him off into something. I'm thinking, what the hell? And then there's Captain Howdy on the top of whatever the set dressing was, 20 feet in the air. and he does an elbow drop off this thing out of the camera view, supposedly onto LA Knight, but obviously not only nowhere near, but onto a crash pad that actually goes poof when they land on it. And you see that the guy's feet kind of fly up like he's bounced on the bouncy castle. He's at a kid's birthday party in the bouncy castle, and then pyro shoots off when he lands the elbow, and then at the top of the thing that he's jumped off of, the puppets, the pig, and the ocelot, and the duck-billed platypus, whatever, they all appear. I never thought I'd say this, LA Knight was better off as Max Dupree. It seems there are plans in place for another title match at WrestleMania on top of the Undisputed and SmackDown women's title bouts, with WrestleVotes reporting. I'm told while not decided 100%, there are plans to feature an Intercontinental Championship three-way match at WrestleMania, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. There are a number of supporters within creative that not only want the match, but they want it towards the top, to be decided. According to Fightful, Brock Lesnar seems to have backstage heat for his actions at the Royal Rumble, as it was said that there were a couple of people in the ring and ringside who weren't prepared for the stairs spot and didn't know it was coming. The spot where Brock Lesnar threw a piece of the announce table inside the ring was also unplanned. One source said, "We knew a freakout was planned and it's Brock, so expect anything and everything." So all seemed well there. However, the spot that seemed to get Lesnar a bit of heat was an unplanned situation, was when referee Eddie Orengo was thrown over the barricade. We're told that initially it looked like he possibly sustained a foot injury, but we're not sure of the status of Orengo. He was supposed to be the ref that raised Cody Rhodes' hand at the end of the match, which was changed when he had to sell to the back. It's worth noting that when Fightful was told about this and had it confirmed, one source said heat is a relative term for Brock Lesnar. He's not going to get in trouble. He's certainly not going to be fired like Crime Time was. It's a new regime, new rules, and I'm not sure anyone involved was mad or not, but some people backstage were. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.